sometimes what you feel is the right thing. Sometimes that is an asshole. And so for you to try to make yourself the wrong one because you want to be spiritual, so you want to own how you feel. Now, here's where it gets clear. Your inner being does not feel that way about them. You do. You don't want to feel that way about them, but you do. You got some aligning to do with your inner being that doesn't have anything to do with them. The bottom line is you're a lover. And just because they're not lovable doesn't mean that you are not a lover. So you don't do this to control the behavior of others. You do it to come in alignment with who you are. You gotta love. You gotta love. You gotta love you. You gotta love the others. You gotta trust. You gotta trust you. You gotta trust the universal forces. Is this a little bit helpful? Can you sort of get where we're going with this? Let's just recap, because again, we're over the segment. You are offering a vibration that often you don't want to own or admit, because it doesn't fit in with the patterns that you've decided are the appropriate behavior for whatever. And so it's a constant awareness and alignment process of figuring out what your inner being is thinking right now, right here about this. Because your inner being is always right on. Your inner being walked every step with you. Your inner being experienced every beating you experienced. Your inner being knows all the people you ever knew. Your inner being knows all those ups and downs that you lived. Your inner being knows what you launched, the rockets of desires, every single one of them. And your inner being rode the rocket every single time and took the evolution that your life produced for you. Your inner being just got there first. So your inner being stands in this attitude of enormous appreciation of the life that you've lived and the expansion that you've caused, and holds that vibration so steady that you can't miss it. And when you use words to deceive yourself of what you're really feeling, you can't get back on track. Did you hear what we just said? If you're pretending through your words and action that you mean something different than you really do, then you're not ever going to sort it out. There's two ways to know what your vibrational offering is. One is what's coming back to you, and the other is how you feel. So once you own that, and when you don't feel good, you know that there's only one thing to do. We want you to hear this so much. When you don't feel good, what does that mean most to you in the whole world? What does you not feeling good mean mostly? It means right now your inner being feels really good. Because when you don't feel good, that's evidence of the existence of your inner being who feels different than you feel, because you've got yourself deprived of that. Did you hear it? Oh, I'm going to own not feeling good. My guidance system is working, and I'm going to get to feeling good, not by demanding different behavior from somebody, but by focusing myself into alignment with my inner being. And little by little, experience by experience, and then we're not talking about a long period of time, you just find that appreciation, you just find that love, you just find that centeredness, you just find that stability, you just find that home place, you just find that inner being. You just come to know who you are. And when you know who you are, the world doesn't have to behave. When you know who you are, you don't attract beatings. When you don't know who you are, you might. When you know who you are, you don't attract confusion. When you know who you are, you attract the things that matter to you. Never mind what you're saying. Pay attention to how you feel. And start noticing. You're going to feel a lot of this. That's one of the wonderful things about meditation. It opens you to your awareness of how you feel. And so something big is going to happen to all of you in the next few days. Because you heard this, you resonated with it, you listened, you own it, you moved to it, you know it. You won't remember it for very long, but you know it right now. You know it right now. So what's going to happen is, when you're feeling a way that you're speaking something different, there's going to be some moaning in the attic. The pipes are going to groan. And it'll be helpful if you stop and acknowledge, I'm not speaking my real truth. And here's the thing. We have to say this. Your truth in the moment is your point of attraction. Your truth in the moment is your point of attraction, but your point of attraction may not be your inner being's truth. Did you hear it? Your inner being is always love. Your truth in the moment might be resentment. But if you're pretending that it's love because you think it should be love, then you're not owning what your point of attraction is, and you're constantly going to be in a state of confusion about why you're getting something other than what your words are demanding. Are you getting this? This is a leading edge conversation, the likes of which we have never experienced with a group of people so ready to receive it. This is a wonderful thing that's happening right now. When you listen to Abraham through Esther, she looks really smart and she offers wise stuff. But some could think it's just another opinion that somebody else is offering about another way to live, because there are lots of people talking about how to approach life. But when you understand that you have an inner being, and you understand that you have this eternal relationship with your inner being, and you care about the vibrational harmony and discord of that with your inner being, and you work to accomplish it, and do, so you feel mostly positive emotion, and you meditate, which allows you to release resistance, so your vibration rises, and you do this frequently enough that you know what being in alignment actually feels like viscerally. And you do it often enough that impulse comes from that state of alignment, and you follow it, and then you get to see the wonderful flow of positive results that following that comes. Then you teach yourself what guidance and alignment is. And if it's as you were describing it, where it's just a guessing game and you don't really know, then you haven't listened closely enough to who you really are. More meditation is called for, more actual knowing, more acknowledgement of when you're in tune and when you're not. And it comes back to one of the first questions that we asked today of you when our friend was sitting in the hot seat. What is it that gets in your way? It's that belief that you've picked up along your physical trail that you need to be the one that proves your righteousness, so you need to get out there. In other words, can you sort of feel that? So many of you don't want to listen to your inner being because you incorrectly believe that you are here to prove yourself capable of going it alone without your inner being, of proving your worthiness without any help from anyone else, of standing on your own 2 feet, of getting your own marks on the chart, of finding the goodness yourself without that. Can you feel that that's sort of what it is? And think about the alternative of knowing that there is broader view. There's broader view that knows what you want and knows what your path is, that's offering it to you all the time. And your work is to prepare yourself for the readiness of receiving those impulses. So the answer to your question is, first, you got to accept that impulses are being offered, just like that love that we were talking about. And next, you have to do the work that prepares yourself to receive the love or to receive the impulses. And if you're not doing that, then it's a crapshoot for you. Then you're just out there with stuff happening all around you, dodging the bullets and saying, why me? All right?
Thank you.